Hi, my name is Wes Givner. I'm American National, ex-military, 82nd Airborne, and I live in Holland.
My name is Fatima Bijs. I'm a 20-year-old student at the Graphic Lyceum in Rotterdam, and I am currently entering my fourth and final year, studying the course illustration.
We met in my store. I have a gaming store in Rotterdam, and Fatima and Roy were doing an internship in the store. And Fatima actually started working on the webcomic almost immediately. We saw that we had a lot of like interests and we could work together very well.
Already in the beginning it turned out to be quite a lot of work, or at least for one person. So we decided to bring Roy into the project as well. He was mainly doing t-shirts in the store, but he really liked the idea, so we kind of brought him in, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, so it went really well with the three of us. One of the main characters is Keishan. He's a young dethroned noble, so a bit down on his luck and selling himself as a sellsword at this moment in the comic. Very interesting. Basically, he thinks he's a born leader. A very interesting character to draw, also to read about.
What he says is usually pretty different from what he's thinking, so that makes him for me, it makes him a really interesting character to draw, but it's also pretty difficult because the difference between his feelings and what he's thinking, I do really want to display that in the comic, but not in a too obvious way.
Well, he's basically a young boy. He's 16 years old at this point in the comic, but he's a definite up-and-comer. He's learning to do things better. Actually, he's a better character than Keishan in a lot of ways. He's a better fighter, he's more learned, he's even more traveled, but very humble.
And since he's young, he is smarter than Keishan, but since he's so young, he's making some rather bad choices.
Bad life choices, yes. And the last character we want to talk about today is Violent Jebediah, who is a dwarf berserker, who is a very wild and furious fighter who throws himself totally into a fray. Basically, he's out to prove that he's the biggest, baddest fighter on the block by taking on monsters, large humans, etc., etc. Just a real go-getter.
And since he's pretty unstable, but he isn't really fun to hang out with since he's so unpredictable, and he might just, if you say one bad word, it might even not go about him. But
insanely violent.
We kind of decided to always draw them with this, or at least not always, except when he's really serious, with this psychotic grin. So he's always kind of. Yeah, he's just always grinning and just smiling and so.
Or foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, so it kind of like these two modes. It's either psychotic grin or foaming from the mouth. So.
Yeah, pretty fun.
And the site where the comic will be displayed is actually still under construction. But if you keep an eye out on the Facebook page, you'll eventually get a message that it's done. You can check it out over there. So I say stick around.